Good morning and welcome to the inaugural 16th Air Force Change of Responsibility Ceremony. I am Travis Gale, your narrator for today. Today, Lieutenant General Thomas K. Hensley, Commander, 16th Air Force, Air Forces Cyber, Joint Force Headquarters Cyber, Air Force, will preside over this momentous occasion, transferring Command Chief responsibilities from Chief Master Sgt. Robert L. Hopkins to Chief Master Sgt. Andrew J. McKendree. Immediately following that ceremony, Colonel John Picklesheimer, Commander, 67th Cyberspace Wing, presides over the transfer of 67th Cyberspace Wing Command Chief duties from Chief Master Sgt. Lance Power to Chief Master Sgt. Joshua Sjoholm. The change of responsibility ceremony is steeped in military tradition and serves the function of rendering honors to the departing senior enlisted leader and providing official recognition of the transfer of responsibility to the incoming senior enlisted leader. The ceremony reinforces the non-commissioned officers' authority in the Air Force and highlights their support to the chain of command. Today's modern-day change of responsibility ceremony indicates to all the responsibility of the incoming chief. The outgoing chief surrenders the flag and says, "Sir, I relinquish responsibility." The flag is then passed to the new chief who says, "Sir, I accept responsibility." We appreciate each of you joining us today to witness these ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party, musical honors, presentation of the colors, playing of our national anthem, and invocation. We ask you to please remain standing for the invocation by Chaplain Captain David Gottlieb.
Post the colors. Colors. Hop. Reset.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Turn. Halt.
I invite you to join me in a moment of prayer. Eternal and Almighty God, we gather before you today with grateful and humble hearts as we mark a sacred moment in the life of our Air Force for both the 67th Cyberspace Wing and 16th Air Force. As we witness this defining moment, the change of responsibility, we pause to recognize that leadership is more than a position. It is a calling, and we thank you for calling these distinguished leaders into a greater realm of service. Lord, you are the source of all wisdom, courage, and strength. We ask now for your blessing on both the incoming and outgoing chiefs. As they take on the mantle of responsibility, may they lead with integrity, serve with humility, and stand firm in the face of adversity. May they be examples of righteousness, fairness, and compassion, while they reflect on your justice and your love in every decision and every duty. We pray for the airmen and all those they are entrusted to lead. May unity, trust, and excellence flourish under their leadership, and may you strengthen the bonds of fellowship and shared purpose throughout our Air Force family. Heavenly Father, we also lift up the family of these leaders who serve and sacrifice behind the scenes. Surround them with your provision, your protection, and your peace. And finally, Lord, we ask that you will bless this ceremony and bless this nation we so proudly serve. May we never forget that true strength, wisdom, and discernment comes only from you, and that in all things, especially in service to others, we are called to walk humbly with our God. We pray all this in your blessed and holy name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, 16th Communications Squadron Honor Guard, Airman First Class Saxton and Chaplain Godley. It is my pleasure to extend a sincere welcome to the family members joining us today, as well as other distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until all have been recognized. A warm welcome to Chief Hopkins' spouse, Tony, and their son, Leo. Chief McKendree's family, his spouse, Hope, and their son, Blake. Chief Power's family, his spouse, Cassandra, and their children, Everett and Evelyn. And Chief Sjoholm's family, his spouse, Amy, his father, Kevin Sjoholm, his mother and stepfather, Mrs. Peggy Minnow and Mr. Robert Minnow, and his brother, Nick Minnow. We also welcome our many distinguished guests attending today. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Spouse of the Commander, 16th Air Force, Mrs. Vicki Hensley. Deputy Commander, 16th Air Force, Major General Larry Broadwell and his wife Shelby. Mobilization Assistant to the Commander, 16th Air Force, Brigadier General Lori Jones. Executive Director, 16th Air Force, Mr. Dominic Pohl. Acting Chief of Staff, 16th Air Force, Mr. Tim Hill. Spouse of the Commander, 67th Cyberspace Wing, Mrs. Michelle Picklesheimer. Deputy Commander, 67th Cyberspace Wing, Colonel Nathaniel Osborne. Executive Director, 16th Cyberspace Wing, Dr. William Fitzsimons. Command Senior Enlisted Leader, NSA Texas, Chief Master Sgt. Francis Perkins. Former Air Force Intelligence Command and Air Intelligence Agency Senior Enlisted Advisor, Chief Master Sgt. Retired Ken Maynard. Former Air Intelligence Agency and 67th Information Operations Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sgt. Retired Ted Calhoun. Former Air Force Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance Agency Command Chief, Chief Master Sgt. Retired Paul Westlow. Former 67th Cyberspace Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sgt. Retired David Newman. Former 67th Cyberspace Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sgt. David Anthony. Additionally, a warm welcome to all commanders, chiefs, community leaders, uniformed and civilian guests who have joined us today. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our presiding officer of today's ceremony, General Hislop.
Talk about that here in a little bit, but first, let me give some thanks. Where's Mr. Hoskins? Sir, thank you so much for helping me pull this together. And actually, this was originally the 67 Cyber Wing event, and then we sort of hijacked it, and so now it's a dual ceremony with our change of responsibility as well. So, thanks for being so gracious, but more important, Mr. Hoskins, thanks for pulling this all together. You know, stuff like this just doesn't happen on their own. It takes a lot of prior planning, coordination, and things of that nature. So, certainly appreciate all that you and your entire team have done. How about a round of applause? Thank you for those inspirational words of wisdom and encouragement and support. Really do appreciate that spiritual strength that you give us every single time. And Aaron Sexton, oh my gosh, you're in the wrong business. That was a phenomenal rendition. Brilliant. I'm looking at you, you're over there. That was a phenomenal rendition of the national anthem. But when I said you're in the wrong business, keep your job. We want you to do the military doing that, but man, how about a round of applause? So this is the first time, again, thank you for the support. This is the first time that we've had changes of responsibility, and I think we all know changes of command have been a long time military tradition. So changes of responsibility have been a long time military tradition for the Hooligans, the Army, right? Whoa. The staff is a soldier. But I think it's about 3 years ago where Chief Bass, she was a sim staff at the time, she had this notion that we need to have changes of responsibility as well. And so she highly encouraged that the formation throughout the Air Force do it. And so, when it came time for us to have to talk about maybe a change of responsibility, there's no hesitation. The commander and the command chief, they just have a special relationship, and the responsibilities that the command chiefs have in executing the mission, the vision, and the guidance. It just seems natural that why haven't we been doing these changes of responsibility even before now? And so you can't go back and change history, you can't go back and change the past, but you can certainly fix what we're doing in the present moving forward. And having changes of responsibility is a very important ceremony to have as we recognize the performance and the outstanding outcomes that Chief Hopkins has achieved as the 16th Air Force Command Chief, and as we also welcome Chief McKendree to take his position as the 16th Air Force Command Chief. So I'm very excited about doing this. It's the right thing to do. Now we do have a couple of ceremonies. So the 67th will have their change of responsibility. But right now I did want to thank the family members of both Chief Hopkins and Chief McKendree, and Tony, Emilio, thank you for being here. Tony, special thanks to you. So Tony has been a military spouse for a couple of years. So she's got a lot of experience that she can draw on. Their careers have included the foundational years of being in the SOF community, but they've been part of intelligence units, cyber units. And Tony, thank you for bringing your experience to bear, and especially when Vicki and Shelby are reviving the key support the liaison program. I mean, you jumped in like airborne hood, both feet, and you waded right into that. And your counsel, the connections that you made, the comfort level that people had, spouses had to reach out to you to be able to connect and to improve their programs, simply phenomenal. And so I just wanted to say thank you very much. You don't get paid for what you do for the unit, but you have simply done a phenomenal job. It really has been a partnership. Thank you very much. And then Hope and Blake, thank you for being here. And I know the daughters, we were hoping that we could, live wire this, but we couldn't make that happen, so that's why we're recording it. But thank you for your attendance as well, and thank you for the love and support that you've given Andy throughout his career, especially now. And for all the family members, thank you for your selfless service, your dedication, and your sacrifice. We ask a lot of you, and being a spouse to a military member is not easy at any grade level. But when you get to the level that these two gentlemen are and the responsibilities that they have to execute in a command that has 49,000 people at 123 locations worldwide, there's just a little bit of travel. I know you travel when you're the city, it's going to be a little bit more here. And Tony's nodding her head. Yes, there will be a little bit more. But thank you for that love and support. Thank you for all of that allow them to do what it is that they do so well. And that's to lead, take care of the mission, and take care of everything. How about a round of applause for the So for Chief Hopkins, I'm going to say a few words. We've got 6 speakers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to try to keep it short. And I think I'm like ruining that already. But so for Chief Hopkins, I did want to say some remarks about our time together, and even before that, quite frankly. But Chief, it has simply been an honor and privilege to be able to serve by your side on the command team at 16th Air Force. I didn't pick Chief Hopkins to be the command chief. He was picked by General Kennedy, but I couldn't imagine a better choice to be the 16th Air Force command chief. So with the conclusion of this command chief tour, he will have been a command chief in 16th Air Force Enterprise for 6 straight years. So the 67th Cyber Wing, the 70th Cyber Wing, and now the 16th Air Force entire NAF. And so he's got a really deep, well actually this is his second go at it, right? So when he was in the 67th Cyber Wing, he came up and he served as the 16th Air Force Command Chief for about 6 months. And so he's done this job twice. And he's hitting home runs on both occasions. But he has a really deep lineage when it comes to the 16th Air Force Enterprise. I've known Chief Hopkins since he was a Senior Master Sergeant, and he was at NSA, Texas. And before that, as mentioned, he was in SOF, and so that was his foundation. But he got to NSA, Texas, and welcome to a FISRA. He been on Chief Master Sergeant at that point, and he fleeted up to 25th Air Force to be the CFM. A little bit of a stint back into SOF, but then it's prime time. It's the 67th Cyber Wing Command Chief. It's the 70th Intelligence Wing Command Chief. And now here at the 16th Air Force. And when I think about, at this point in time, there's no other human being that has the breadth and depth of experience that Chief Hopkins has for our enterprise and for the Air Force. When you combine that with the vision that he has and the leadership that he has demonstrated, you just have a powerful human being in a critically important position that is getting the outcomes for our mission and our airmen. And so I thank you. And so as the 16th Air Force Command Chief, he has closed on a number of really, really important topics, issues, that didn't necessarily start when he was the 16th Air Force Command Chief. These are things that began 6 years ago. So let's talk about the 1 Bravo 4 1-in-4 merger. That's a really big deal. We've got better fungibility with our airmen to get after Title 10 and Title 50 cyber efforts, and we can streamline our training to be able to do that. That's a big closure that he closed on as the 16th Air Force Command Chief, but that started when he was at NSA, Texas. There was a glimmer in his eye of how can we do things better. This is a vision that he had, and he continued to work that until he was able to close, he was in that right position to be able to do that. Cyber incentive pay. That helps with the retention of our airmen that are doing that work. Back-to-back cyber assignments that helps with talent management of the workforce that we have. Getting cyber enlisted airmen into weapons school. That helps us get to the mastery level that we need to achieve. And when you think about those things, retention, talent management, mastery, these are all major tenets of Cybercom 2.0 that were being worked on before Cybercom 2.0 was even a thing. And so when we talk about vision, we talk about commanders, some of that vision, especially for Cybercom 2.0, came strictly from Chief Hopkins. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But some other things, some big rocks that he closed on as the command chief. So when the Secretary of the Air Force says, I want chief warrant officers, you got chief warrant officers. When we talked about, hey, we need to recognize our cyber and our intelligence professionals, they are employed in place. The A4Gen model doesn't necessarily, cleanly aligned with our airmen. Next thing you know, we have the Air Force A1 going on road trips talking about employed employees. So all of these things are incredibly important initiatives that Chief Hopkins closed on as the 16th Air Force Command Chief. And, you know, the list can go on and on and on, but we don't have the time to capture all those things. But Chief Hopkins, what I will say is this. You know, your contributions will literally lead to a lasting legacy for thousands of airmen after you're done with this assignment. And we are certainly grateful for the extraordinary vision and the unforgettable leadership that you have demonstrated over your time as the 16th Air Force Command Chief and even before then. Thank you very much from the bottom of our heart. So at this point, if you're Chief McKendree, you're probably saying, oh my gosh, he's got some big shoes to fill. But Chief McKendree, what I'll say is this: just bring your own shoes. He's got the experience, he's got the expertise. So nobody has the breadth and depth of experience that Chief Hopkins has for this job. And so when you find a replacement for that, it's hard to do. But in this case, that was an easy find. The #1 draft pick was Chief McKendree. So I'll just share with you a story when Chief Wolf called. You know, he's the ACC Command Chief. And he told me, hey, sir, we have an issue with the placement of chiefs, and you know, usually we give you some options, and this time you're not really getting an option. We're making a selection for you. You're only getting one name. I'm like, Chief Wolf, that's fine, as long as we're taking the same name. And when he said Chief McKendree, I'm like, Chief Wolf, we are good to go. He was our #1 draft pick. And so when you think about Chief McKendree, there's some parallels there. 67 Cyber Wing Command Chief, 78 Intel Command Chief, and now 16. But beyond that, that's where the parallels end. And so before those tours, his background is cybercom. He was the SCL for the J5, SCL for the J3. So he brings us certain cyber expertise to bear. Before that, he worked in the 26 knots. And even though back then it was under the 67, today it's under the 688. So doing the boundary work for our advent, he's got that expertise. His lineage goes all the way back to his first supervisory responsibilities was with an Airman Small, who today is Chief Small, 55th Wing Command Chief. So very, very long lineage there. The things that I'll highlight from his 67th time is he transitioned from Cybercom to the 67th, where the 67th had one named operation, and when he transitioned to the 67th, that pretty much increased to a very high level. The leadership that he offered to guide the airmen to take on those responsibilities, to understand the role of the 67th Cyber Wing with the CMF, and then more importantly, lay the foundation for how are we going to ensure that our airmen are ready to fight in the cyber domain. The plank owner to that to help us where we're at today with being the leading service with respect to readiness. And the things that I'll highlight from a second time, you know, certainly we've got the quick pivot to the southern border to be able to transition those airmen to work on the things that we need to do to secure that border, required leadership. The long-range kill chain, over-the-horizon targeting, all those things that our 4 stars are really, really anxious to develop and create, ensuring that we have the right airmen with the right expertise at the right place to be able to do that. Probably the area where his leadership shined most is when we had these discussions about AF cyber and AF kick elevation, which certainly created a lot of churn. Mission groups, mission analysis, OPTs, working groups, pros and cons, and lots of emotion in that. Chief McKendree helped make sure that the 70th Iron Star Wing was smack dab in the middle of that very contested conversation, stayed mission focused, and that they were cared for, while also answering the concerns of very, very senior leaders. And so when I say all of that, I capture that to say that we are in a really good spot with Chief Hopkins leading, Chief McKendree coming in, because we have a fabulous airman that's come in to take that role. And in closing, what I'll say is this: as the sun sets on Chief Hopkins' time as the 16th Air Force Command Chief, the sun is starting to rise on Chief McKendree's time, and it's looking very, very bright. So thank you, Chief Hopkins, for your service. Chief McKendree, welcome to the team. Look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General Hensley, for your kind words to Chief Hopkins and Chief McKendree. Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce the outgoing 16th Air Force Command Chief, Chief Master Sgt. Robert Hopkins.
Thank you for those kind words. It's been an honor serving with you and the airmen of the 16th Air Force. But first, I'd like to thank our protocol staff again. I know you have in the past, as well as the club staff. I mean, this is a top-notch event. Also to the Honor Guard and, wow, the Band of the West, Airman Saxon. That was amazing. And of course, our chaplain for those inspirational words. I'd also like to just acknowledge a couple of folks in here, and I know we've gone through this list, but personally for the outgoing, looking at some of my teammates and some of the lineage, it's important that I get these names across the line. So please bear with me. For the distinguished visitors in the audience today, for your continued support to our mission. First, Ms. Vicki Hensley and Shelby Broadwell, I want to say thank you for your key spouse mentorship. It's been a pleasure watching our families work together for the betterment of airmen. To our esteemed leaders from the NAF and the wings, Major General Broadwell, Brigadier General Jones, Mr. Pohl, Colonel Picklesheimer, Colonel Osborne, and our command chiefs, present and past. I mean, the lineage is strong here. Chief Power, Chief Sjoholm, Chief Perkins, Chief Maynard, Chief Calhoun, Chief Weslow, Chief Newman. I think also Chief Anthony may have made it out here. And last but not least, our commander, senior enlisted leaders, our first sergeants and supervisors. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here this morning. It means a lot to me. And if you could just please give them a round of applause for their support. To the airmen of the 16th Air Force staff, Joint Force Headquarters, Air Force Cyber, AF Cyber, Service Cryptologic Component, and Wings present, and, well, we thought we were going to have them online. I just want to say it's been grateful, and with a humble heart, I want to address you. The past 2 years, I've witnessed our steady state operations transition from competition into crisis response, and we've never missed a beat. You've generated and employed the force to secure our general election, defend critical resources, assured our nuclear enterprise, and a vast weapons array. You provided overhead persistence, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance to develop and give quality, target quality tracks. You shaped the battle space with terrestrial and space weather and monitored nuclear compliance with detection to uphold our nation's treaties. I can truly say, without a doubt, you are the empowered airmen generating insights against our deepest adversaries across the globe. You're the personnel generating flexible response options to the President of the United States and our national security cabinet members. That's huge. To say it mildly, in 28 years of service, I've never witnessed this globe ablaze with so much turmoil, specifically in Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and rising aggression in the Pacific. Using a very scientific system of measurement from my boss, Lieutenant General Hensley, on a sliding scale of good and bad, we'd call this bad, right? But out of this burning pile in ash, there's a force for good. And who is that? That's you, Team Phoenix. You are the empowered airmen, the counter lever against the aggression in the Pacific, the Iron Triangle, failed states, and malicious cyber actors around the globe. You are the empowered innovators that are defending our high ground in space, hunting for malicious cyber actors, leading the Air Force through a long-range kill chain event, and helping build decision advantage and executing operations at a place and time of our choosing. You are the airmen that we're going to look for solutions to hard problems, from code breaking to code making, and in the end, checkmating. You are the constant, the North Star from all our airmen to look up in competition and crisis. And when asked, when tapped on the shoulder, to win in conflict. Though I am saddened to close this chapter in my career, I will tell you, I leave you in good hands with Chief Andy McKendree and his powerhouse wife, Hope. Boss, you nailed it on the head. He's the #1 draft pick. Andy comes with a breadth of experience. He's worked on the cybercomm staff. We covered that. He did follow me in 2 of the 16th Air Force wings, but he's also immersed in the intelligence community. Further, he's going to build teams around culture, and we've seen that with the 70th Rise and Shine. And undoubtedly, he's going to bring some of that flair with him to this seat. Andy, though our missions have changed and pivoted some significant resources against emerging threats, and I'm sure you've seen some of those emerging threats last night, I'd argue you're receiving the most ready and capable force the 16th Air Force has generated to date. Continue to knock down those roadblocks for our airmen as they produce outcomes never seen. In closing, I'd like to thank Lieutenant General Hensley for asking me to stay on while he ascended into the command position. So, sir, thank you. And yes, I'm showing my age. I'm also showing the general's age too. So he was my wing commander that called me to notify that I made Chief Master Sergeant. And it's also been a pleasure serving you in this NAF. I'd also like to thank Lieutenant General Kennedy for giving me the opportunity to serve as his command chief. He hired me into this job, as we covered. But what I tell you is he'll forever be the blue-collar GO, because I will tell you, he rolls up his sleeves, he gets down in the weeds, and he leads. It was a little bit of a pleasure to work with a white-collar GO, and not to say that you're not leading, you are, sir, but I will tell you some of the trips, they're a little bit better. Additionally, I'd like to thank General Hawk for entrusting me to fill in as his command chief for several months, and on and off, it tallied about 6 months. He gave me the opportunity to be immersed in this NAF, and I will tell you, it readied me for the responsibility and the enormity of this seat. And then to my wife, Tony, you are truly my hero. Yes, you are a key spouse mentor. You provided support to our airmen. But what many folks don't know is we've been faced with many challenges in this job. And yet you have found the time and the grace to lift other airmen up when it felt like our world was crumbling down. I just want to say thank you for your support on this great adventure. And then lastly, to the airmen of the 16th Air Force, it's truly been my honor to serve again with you. I wish you nothing but the best, and I ask that you continue to rise up. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Hopkins. Typically, at this point of the ceremony, Chief Hopkins will be presented with the Legion of Merit. However, he wishes for it to be presented at his retirement ceremony in October. But let's give him another round of applause on receiving such a huge achievement. The Change of Responsibility ceremony is a traditional event rich with symbolism and heritage. The key element of the ceremony is the passing of the command's colors. The very soul of a military unit is symbolized by the colors under which it fights, for they represent not only the lineage and honor of the organization, but also the loyalty and unity of its personnel. The custodian of the colors is the 16th Air Force Command Chief. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the official change of responsibility. The First Sergeant, Senior Master Sergeant Martez Blair, passes the colors to Chief Master Sgt. Hopkins in final deference to his authority and responsibility. Chief Master Sgt. Hopkins passes the colors to General Hensley, signifying the relinquishment of his duties and gratitude for the opportunity to care for all airmen and their families of the 16th Air Force. Chief Hopkins is hereby relieved of his duties and responsibilities as Command Chief of 16th Air Force, effective 13 June 2025. The commander passes the colors to Chief Master Sgt. Andrew McKendree, delegating authority and entrusting him with the responsibility and care of the NAF. Chief Master Sgt. McKendree hereby assumes the duties as Command Chief of 16th Air Force effective 13 June 2025. Thank you, General Hensley. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Chief Master Sgt. Andrew McKendree, Command Chief, 16th Air Force. Chief, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. I had planned to do exactly the same thing, take the microphone, walk around, and come off the top of my head with my comments. But thanks to Trevor and crew, I now have to stay behind the podium and a microphone, so you'll have to see that talent later. I need some Toastmasters classes, hope quick. So let's get into it. Good morning, everyone. It is an honor to stand before you today as I assume the responsibilities of the Command Chief Master Sergeant of this outstanding numbered Air Force. The 16th Air Force is a vital asset to our nation's security, operating at the forefront of intelligence and cyber operations. I am deeply honored to join this team and contribute to its critical mission. I want to extend a warm welcome, like others have done, to a few of our distinguished guests. Obviously, General Hensley, Miss Hensley, General Broadwell, Miss Broadwell, go Dogs. Hope, go Dogs. Ashlyn, Kaylee, go Dogs. All right, we'll talk about that later. General Jones, ma'am, Mr. Pohl, Chief Maynard, Chief Calhoun, Chief Weslow, esteemed colleagues, family, friends, and all of our Phoenix warfighters. Your presence today underscores the importance of this event and the vital mission that we perform. Thank you, Airman Saxton. Holy smokes, that was, can we do another round of applause? I'm sorry. To the Honor Guard, we appreciate posting the colors. To both protocol teams at the 16th and the 67th, we know that this is no easy undertaking, and we truly appreciate it. This change of responsibility ceremony symbolizes the continuity of leadership and the unwavering commitment to excellence that defines our Air Force. It is also an opportunity to recognize the outstanding contributions to Chief Rob Hopkins, as we've done. The list of his enduring accomplishments during his 6 years as a command chief in this NAF are too extensive to list. As General Hensley highlighted, whether it was his efforts in shoring up cyber readiness, streamlining intelligence support to national objectives, or caring for the 49,000 airmen of this numbered Air Force, his work has had a profound impact on our nation. Chief Hopkins, your leadership has been instrumental in shaping the success of the 16th during your tenure. Your dedication to our airmen, your unwavering commitment to the mission, and your insightful guidance have left an indelible mark on this organization. I am privileged to follow in your footsteps, yet again. We are deeply grateful for your service and your sacrifice, and we wish you, Tony, Leo, all the best as you transition to the next chapter. We know you all will do great things. One more round of applause for Chief Hopkins. General Hensley, thank you for the trust and confidence in me for this important role. I am committed to working closely with you and the entire team to advance this imperative mission. I'll save that. As I step into this position, I am humbled by the responsibility and excited about the opportunities that lie ahead. We will continue to face significant challenges in this demanding domain, but I am confident that together we can overcome them. We must remain agile, adaptable, and always one step ahead of our adversaries. We must embrace new technologies and strategies. We must empower our airmen to be the best that they can be. Speaking of our airmen, let me be clear. My commitment to you is unwavering. You are the heart and soul of this organization, and your well-being, professional development, and personal growth are my top priorities. I will work tirelessly to ensure you have the resources, training, and support you need to succeed. I will actively listen to your concerns, address your challenges, and advocate for your needs as we continue to be at the forefront of cyber and intelligence operations, ensuring the security and defense of our nation. Again, I am incredibly excited to join the team. I am eager to learn from each of you, to work alongside you, and to serve you to the best of my ability. Thank you for all the support and your presence here today. I am honored to be your command chief. God bless you all, and rise up. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief McKendree. The men and women of 16th Air Force welcome you and your family and look forward to serving under your leadership. Let's give them another round of applause. The 67th Cyberspace Wing delivers cyberspace outcomes for the nation to generate a decisive advantage across the competition continuum. The wing has led the way in engaging the traditional battlefields of military conflict, new and in different ways to counter anyone that may challenge the United States. The members of the premier Cyberspace Wing are proud to be the only full-spectrum cyberspace wing in the Air Force. We organize, train, and equip 21st century warriors for combat in, through, and from cyberspace. Our airmen and civilians deliver outcomes to defend the nation, defend the DOTAN, engage the adversary, and pursue readiness and lethality. In these roles, the gunslingers are the warriors of choice across the cyber mission force and deliver the results demanded by U.S. Cyber Command and our national leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the presiding officer for today's ceremony, the commander, 67th Cyberspace Wing, Colonel John W. Picklesheimer.
Light them up. All right, y'all, welcome back to round two. I humbly appreciate every single one of you here today. What I'd also note as I walked in, I saw a lot of gunslingers, past and present. So truly noting that loyalty is more than patch deep, and it is a family. So what a great opportunity we have here today to celebrate great leaders, acknowledge the level of trust we have in them, and say thank you to them and their families. General Hensley, sir, it's an honor to host this combined event with you. I echo your remarks and your sentiment. This is absolutely a necessary ceremony, and I am proud we've adopted this tradition from our older service brother. Because it is good and right that we honor the level of responsibility of our Command Chief Master Sergeants, the defender of our unit banner, champion of our airmen, and the example of professionalism that we demand of our airmen and our forces. The example of those characteristics are in this room today. I would like to acknowledge the four former gunslinger command chiefs, David Newman, David Anthony. I appreciate that you guys match. That is amazing. Rob Hopkins and Andy McKendree. Gentlemen, thank you for your leadership, your service, and your continued dedication to our nation. Each of you has had a positive impact on the 67th to make it the premier cyberspace wing that it is today. Today, Chief Master Sergeant Lance Power joins your esteemed ranks of gunslinger ambassadors and makes way for Chief Master Sergeant Joshua Sjoholm to carry the banner for the mighty gunslingers. It's no accident that these leaders were chosen for this role. Their years of experience, demonstrated performance, unwavering dedication, and commitment to airmen got them that interview. Their character, their personality, and their reputation got them hired. Chief Sjoholm is no different. He is a proven warrior, leader, and scholar. With over 24 years of service, 3,200 hours manning the Predator and Reaper weapon systems, Chief Sjoholm has taken the fight to the enemy across the globe. He and his teams have executed unprecedented surveillance and reconnaissance and enabled precision strikes against our enemies in multiple named operations. His excellence is well documented by leading his team to the MQ-9 Squadron of the Year and the Sensor Operator of the Year. He is a proven leader at the flight, squadron, and group levels, and most recently, he was the SEL for the Air Force's most diverse area refueling squadron, supporting conventional, special operations, and nuclear aircraft. Chief Sjoholm ensured the wing was ready to employ the new KC-46 tanker and prepare for 3 different O-plans. Finally, Chief has earned multiple degrees, including his master's degree. And if you take a quick look at his bio, you'll see he's also DG'd at multiple levels, including right here at the Gaylor NCO Academy. Now, frankly, every chief that made the slate is qualified for the job. A couple of things set Chief Sjoholm apart. First, his reputation. So the Air Force is a small place, and I connected that he worked for a couple close friends and colleagues. So I texted him, hey, do you know Josh Sjoholm? Yep, don't bother interviewing him. Oh, interesting. Okay, good, there's dots waiting. All right, just hire him. He's amazing. Yeah. It's a close one, buddy. Yeah. He's an amazing leader, and Amy is awesome. And so another colleague asked about Chief. Without hesitation, he recommended him to undoubtedly be a wing command chief. He's the guy that's going to solve your hardest problems and take care of your airmen. And so second, his attitude. The only thing you can actually control. You can't change or control the situation you came from or where you grew up, but you can control the positive attitude that you bring every single day. So of course, during the interview, I could tell right away that he had the right attitude, personality, energy, and drive needed to carry on the legacy of excellence expected of gunslinger command chiefs. So mom, dad, family, you done good. Thank you for sharing Josh with us. I appreciate you. So Josh and Amy, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 67th Cyberspace Wing, home of the Gunslingers, America's premier cyberspace wing. We're very excited to have you as part of the team and looking forward to the great things you'll do. So a very, very wise man once said, about 15 minutes ago, it was my boss, get your own shoes. But I'm gonna modify a little bit. I would offer, get your own boots, mount up, we got work to do. Plus, Chief Power's gonna need his own boots. And hopefully he's got jetpacks to get across San Antonio. So Chief Power, while we're sad to see you leave, we take solace that you're not going far and that you have the opportunity for an even bigger challenge at the 502nd Air Base Wing and Joint Base San Antonio. They're gonna be lucky to have you. The DoD's largest joint base is supporting over 80,000 personnel. I think it's 8 GEO headquarters, at least 8 wings, 220 some squadron level entities. No big deal. You got this. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's a huge testament to you as an Air Force leader. Congratulations, and more important ones. Thank you for stepping up and saying, here I am, send me. Just as you've done since 1997. So for all that you've done, thank you. All the goodness in the wing, your fingerprints are on it. The unprecedented levels of readiness, Gunslinger University, our retreat ceremonies, leading the way in ACC to ensure the high standards, and developing the warriors of choice across the cyber mission force. Chief Power made that happen. Just listen to the words in the declaration we will present to him shortly, and you'll see the impact he has had. General Hensley, sir, thank you for approving the Legion of Merit for Chief Power. I guarantee you he has earned every single one of the 13 white stars on the front of the medal and represents the Latin on the reverse, Anua Coeptus. God has favored our undertakings. Finally, beyond the accolades, achievements, and medals, what stands out most about Chief Power is that the people he interacts with want to be a better person, airman, parent, or friend. He has that ability to read someone and know exactly what they need to hear, and he does it with a kindness that inspires. It is amazing to behold, and I'm glad that I've had the opportunity to be able to up close and see it personal. Chief Power, thank you for being the defender of our unit banner, champion of our airmen, and the example of professionalism we demand of our heroes. Best wishes to you, Cassie, Everett, and Evie. Thank you, everyone. Light them up.
Thank you, Colonel Picklesheimer. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the medal, the Legion of Merit. Citation to accompany the award of the Legion of Merit to Lance R. Power. Chief Master Sgt. Lance R. Power distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Command Chief, 67th Cyberspace Wing, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, from 31 May 2023 to 13 June 2025. During this period, the exemplary ability, diligence, and devotion to duty of Chief Power were instrumental in operationalizing the United States Cyber Command Commander's foremost readiness priority and instilling it into the Wing's culture, forging a unified approach to training and qualifications across 5 joint commands. His guidance drove the Air Force Cyber Mission Force to unprecedented heights with a remarkable 75% operational readiness increase within 6 months, surpassing all joint forces. Moreover, Chief Power's leadership proved invaluable across 37 teams and more than 7,000 successful defensive and operational cyber operations that led to the Wing earning 2 Meritorious Unit Awards and recognition from the Secretary of the Air Force for exemplary collaboration with coalition and interagency partners during the most extensive Air Force's cyber information and cyber effects operations to date. Finally, Chief created a culture of continuous learning and personal growth by standing up the Wing's Gunslinger University that ignited over 250 professional development lessons for 3,000 Wing members. The superior initiative, outstanding leadership, and personal endeavor displayed by Chief Power reflects great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, the Command Chief, Chief Master Sgt. Lance Power.
Wow. This last week has been a bit of a whirlwind. I was talking to Cassie throughout the week with all the times of saying goodbye, and hey buddy, hi Everett. I was telling her I have this like heavy feeling in my chest, and I don't know if I should go get an appointment with the doctor, but she said, honey, that's called emotion. And it's something. Thanks, buddy. I got a lot of good ones. All right, so let me. It's kind of awesome to stand here before you and this very historic opportunity. First, change of responsibility for the 67th, for the 16th Air Force. There's a lot of DVs in the room, but I'm going to start off by beginning with the man upstairs, for always surrounding me with amazing people and blessing us to do some amazing things together. General Hensley, Mrs. Hensley, thank you. Chief McKendree, Hope, Chief Hopkins, Tony, General Broadwell, Mrs. Broadwell, General Jones, Mr. Pohl, Mr. Hill, Mrs. Picklesheimer, Colonel Osborne, Dr. Fitzsimons, Chief Fran Perkins, my teammate, so many others. Thank you all for being here. Your attendance today highlights the significance of senior enlisted leaders in our organizations and the strategic roles that we have the opportunity and responsibility to uphold. I think it's been said before, but it's worth saying again. This didn't just happen. It's a team of people, but the leader is Chief Master Sgt. Retired Cornell Hoskins. Thanks for your teamwork and mentorship in my time in the 67th, but certainly across the Air Force. Everybody looks to you for everything regarding protocol. Mr. Gail Travis, thanks for emceeing. Chaplain Godley, holy moly, the national anthem rendition, phenomenal, honor guard. And then we have our proffer up here today, who's leading the way. Team Sjoholm, Amy, Kevin, Elizabeth, Nick, Peggy, Bob, thank you all for being here and supporting Josh. He certainly couldn't do this without you. I got some close friends in the audience today that are dear to me. My buddy Chad, his awesome spouse Bren, Hazel, of course, other close friends and family, Raul, V, Hen, and Hugh. Thanks for being here. We love you guys. To all those former 67 Cyberspace Wing command chiefs and other command chiefs that are in the audience, we're only here today because of your leadership example before us. Josh and I truly stand on the shoulders of giants who paved the way for us. Served with a lot of great chiefs in the 67th, but I got to say some of those names, those group chiefs that they're on my team: Hugs, Buster, Frosty, Jake, Mike, Perk, Brian, Pat, Brutus. Thanks for being my teammates and my consultants. As chiefs, we're 1%, but we have an obligation to take care of the 99% every day, and we did a great job together doing that. Hell of a group of first sergeants in the 67 Cyberspace Wing, the best I've ever worked with. We'll get a chance to see one of those awesome shirts take our wing colors. Master Sergeant Gabe Sawyer, thanks for holding today's flag. We got a great wing staff that's led by Lieutenant Colonel McBride, but a lot of great wing staff SELs. Back when I first joined, Senior Griffin, Senior Royce, Senior Weist, and Senior Clifford, who is here with us today. And then incredible command chief execs that, when I first met them, made sure to let them know this is a team effort, and they 100% are all in all the time. Now Lieutenant David Hurlbert, now Lieutenant Nathan Hawkins, and future Lieutenant Peyton Buell. Thanks for being great teammates. You guys are incredibly awesome. Phenomenal front office team that's like the nexus for the 67 Cyberspace Wing. It all starts with Miss Ellen, Captain Fouts, Captain Nguyen, Captain Pope. Phenomenal keg team of Captain Sabato, Master Sergeant Taylor, Kincaid, Eaton. The best DCOMs I'd say are in the Air Force: Colonel Winter and Colonel Osborne right here, who lead the way every day, and Dr. Fitzsimons. And then, of course, wouldn't be here today if it was not for some incredible wing commanders I had a chance to serve with. Thanks to Colonel Sean Kern for taking a chance on me and making me a command chief. He instilled in me the fundamental principle that the wing exists to serve the groups and the squadrons, and to lead well, you have to start by listening first. Colonel Picklesheimer, boss, thanks for on day one telling me not to find a new job. Thanks for keeping me on. But Colonel P, you are an incredible commander, boss, wingman, and friend. I was so blessed to work for you and work with you. Thanks for trusting me and encouraging me and empowering me with this incredible responsibility. I'm grateful for your leadership, for leading with clarity and conviction, for leading boldly, and for being the example that reminded me daily what right looks like, and for our wing to follow your leadership. And thanks for presiding over this ceremony for Josh and I today and making it special. All right, so I have a captive audience. It's kind of a little bit nostalgia, because if you're a 67th enlisted member, you remember when we did our first enlisted call in here. Trevor remembers that fateful day, but we live streamed it on Zoom, and we heard somebody kind of coming in over the PA system about how they were in a drive-through and they're in a really boring meeting. And they so my goal is to not make it quite as boring maybe as that day, but we'll say this is my last Gunslinger University lesson. So here we go. As gunslingers, we take great pride in the fact that we are airmen in an Air Force that delivers air power anytime, anywhere. But unlike the air domain that we own and we operate through the Air Force's core function of air superiority, cyber superiority, and the cyber domain does not exist. In fact, unlike the air domain, the cyber and information domain are the most contested, most challenging environments that we operate in today. Within the cyber and information domain are malicious cyber actors who deeply understand that everything we do as a military and as a nation relies upon cyber. They would like nothing more than to penetrate us, subvert us, and do one of those bad D words that General Hensley often says: deny, degrade, disrupt, destroy, do harm to the United States, our allies, and our interests. The cyber domain can be a deeply dark place. Enter the gunslingers of the 67 Cyberspace Wing, who are fighting tomorrow's wars today. On our wing's flag that you'll see up front in a minute, its colors on its shield, it says Lux Ex Tenebris, which is Latin for light from darkness. I have worn that patch with pride. I did my PT this morning in my shirt. It was on it with pride, knowing that no matter how deep the darkness, It cannot withstand the light. As gunslingers, we light them up. No matter the amount of darkness that is in the cyber domain, it cannot overcome the piercing light that you bring every single day. As gunslingers, you illuminate the path for our most senior leaders to have options to achieve our nation's strategic objectives. Wherever Colonel Picklesheimer and I go, whatever Joint Force Headquarters, Combatant Command, whatever Air Force Base, anywhere, every single time they say the same thing. Your airmen are the best. Your airmen shine. The airmen in the 67th are repeatedly the go-to warfighters to strike the hardest targets in the cyber domain. I'm gonna miss the heck out of these most talented, most gifted, most innovative, and most bright airmen I have ever served with. It has been a huge honor to serve you and with you every single day in what is some of the most outstanding airmen I have ever met. This wing has the smartest airmen I've ever known, the missions you execute, the exquisite skills you have, the leaders you support. They sing your praises every single day. Whether it's the Black Widows of the 318th, who set the pace for all joint services in training, developing, testing, exercising, ranging, and delivering cyber warfighters and capabilities to the cyber mission force and beyond. I've come to think of them as the armory because they arm up the gunslingers. I'm gonna miss the interceptors of the 567th, who are our maneuver force that defends our most critical assets, our most critical weapon systems throughout the spectrum of conflict and slams the door shut on malicious cyber actors. I'm gonna miss the Hawks of the 867th, the elite cyber national mission force airmen who defend the elections, hack the hackers, deploy to support coalition nations across the globe, building partnership capacity while hunting and defending on their cyber domain. And I'm definitely gonna miss some Rough Riders of the 67th COG. They go behind enemy lines in cyberspace and do really bad things to really bad people. The Rough Riders truly define what competition means in today's Air Force, and they do it through persistent engagement every single day. I'm gonna miss all of the gunslingers. Thank you for welcoming Cassie and the kids and I to the Gunslinger family. We will be forever grateful. And in my time as your chief, I've learned that this crazy cyber domain is kind of like the Wild West, but thankfully, America has made this premier cyber wing of gunslingers to light them up. Josh, Amy, you are coming to one of the most lethal wings in our United States Air Force that prepares every day to train, to fight in, from, and through cyberspace every day. You are the perfect team for this opportunity, and you are absolutely going to crush it. And I can't wait to watch you shine as the next Gunslinger Chief, Josh. Before I step off the stage, I owe a ton of gratitude to my tribe up front. Evelyn and Everett, y'all are growing up way too fast. We do a lot of dad jokes if you can't tell. But we are excited with the amazing people that you're growing into. Thanks for supporting Daddy every day. You both are great kids, and your mommy and I love you so much. I love you too, buddy. To my beautiful bride, Cassandra. Last month, Cassandra and I celebrated our 15th year in marriage, which means she has now been my direct supervisor for 15 years. She does a great job of routinely assigning me additional duties and reminds me on making sure I close out those deficiencies around the house when they haven't been taken care of. But love, you are absolutely my rock. You are my partner in crime, my compass, and my everything. This job has been very hard on our family. The 67th is geographically dispersed, which means it's a lot of time away. Boss and I are on the road about 100 days a year. So that's 100 nights a year that you put the kids to bed by yourself, with the kids praying for me to return home safely. 100 days a year that you're a single parent without direct support from me. But even then, you still choose to love me. Even then, you still choose to support me. Thank you for being our family's rock. There is no chance I could do this without you. You know, as airmen, we signed up to serve our countries, but our spouses did not. They signed up to love us. Thank you for loving and supporting me every day. I love you. To the gunslingers of the 67th Cyberspace Wing, thank you for embracing me into your incredible gunslinger culture. Thank you for allowing me to work with you, work for you, in what has been the absolute highlight of my career. I know you and the 67th Cyberspace Wing will continue shining bright as the beacon of light for our Air Force, our Joint Force, our nation, our partners, and they will continue to rely upon you every day to make sure you always, always light them up. God bless you, and God bless the 67th Cyberspace Wing, and God bless the United States Air Force. Thanks.
Thank you, Chief Power. We would like to thank Chief Power after having served as our senior enlisted leader for the past 2 years. And a very special thank you to Chief Power's spouse, Cassandra, and his 2 kids, Evelyn and Everett, as a thank you for your devotion, dedication, and tireless efforts to the 67th Cyberspace Wing. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the official change of responsibility ceremony. You will witness our wing staff, First Sergeant Gabriel Sawyer, retrieve the wing flag. Chief Power relinquishes command effective 13 June 2025. Chief Master Sjoholm assumes command effective 13 June 2025. Assumes responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome Chief Master Sergeant Joshua Sjoholm, Command Chief, 67th Cyberspace Wing.
Well, good morning. First, I'd like to say a couple thanks. General Hensley, Mrs. Hensley, sir, it's not lost on me that I'm the last individual in the stack that you mentioned a few minutes ago, so we'll get through this. General and Mrs. Broadwell, thank you for being here. General Jones, Mr. Pohl, Mrs. Picklesheimer, Colonel Osborne, sir, commanders, chiefs, first sergeants and SELs, and of course the gunslingers. Thank you for being here to support us today. Colonel Picklesheimer, sir, you know, it's funny, when I first got the slates, I reviewed all the units and I researched the gunslingers, and I told my wife, I'm like, wow, I really hope I like that commander. This unit's amazing, right? And then I interviewed with you, and I was like, I really hope he hires me, you know. And you can kind of just tell about an interview. And then you did, and a couple weeks later, I got a chance to do my first immersion. I was like, holy smokes, this wing is like the best wing in the Air Force. There's no doubt. And so it's an absolute honor to be here today. And Amy and I are very excited to stand by your side and support the 67th Cyberspace Wing Gunslingers. as we compete in today's dynamic environments, as we saw this morning. Thank you to the club for hosting the event, Chaplain for that wonderful invocation. Again, A1C Saxton, I don't think we could say it enough. That was just amazing. Very, very well done, sir. And to the team who put this together behind the scenes. Cornell's gotten a lot of praise, but there's something special about a human being who looks at you and says, I got you, and you know that he does. And so thanks, Cornell. Mom, Dad, Bob, Liz, Nick, this Air Force journey has been an incredible ride. Thanks for making the trip out here and for your support to Amy and I. Amy, you are my rock. And, you know, if you knew me as an airman, you'd be like, there's no way this guy's ever going to be a chief. But then if you met my wife, who's been with me for 16 years, you're like, oh, that makes sense. And so thank you for making this wonderful life that we have possible. And then Lance, wow, man, thanks for building such an incredible team. You are leaving an amazing legacy with the Gunslingers, and I promise to do everything in my power to continue to drive, develop, and support the team. The best word is that you poured so much love into. So thank you, and I just wish you the absolute best in your next journey in the 502nd. I'm grateful that we get to continue to work together and be neighbors for a little bit. Gunslingers, you know, you're the reason we're here. Amy and I are absolutely honored to stand by your side in this lethal and historic wing. Although history doesn't always repeat, it often rhymes. Some of you may know back in the 70s, our nation faced a numerically superior force, and we built tactics and techniques to overmatch quantity with quality. Today, that is what the Gunslingers are doing right now. Absolutely, day in and day out. And what all of you are doing right now, in every one of our groups, you are forming the future of how we fight as a nation. You're changing how future generations will look at warfare. This is your moment to follow in the footsteps of those who came before you as you partner with our joint brothers and sisters to build the future fundamentals of American warfare. You're already making a difference, shining a light in the darkness, and decades from now, others will be studying the foundations that you're building. It is my absolute honor to join this team, and my commitment to you, to all of you, is that I will be a curious learner, your most passionate advocate, sometimes maybe too much, an aggressive problem solver, and I will help you clear whatever roadblocks are getting in between you and the mission that we have to get after every single day. Amy and I stand ready to support each and every one of you as we travel on this journey together. Thank you again to everyone for coming out and supporting the Gunslingers today. Gunslingers, light them up.
Thank you, Chief Sjoholm. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join in singing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party. After the official party has left, we ask that all former command chiefs for the 67 please come up for a photo afterwards.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, soon to meet our thunder, and on, fill the guns, down we dive, spouting our flames from under, off with one